So I'm quite excited to do this video today. I've had this idea for about 6 months, but I haven't had the time to sit down and get to it. Not just the time, I haven't had the mental and emotional space as well to, I guess, express this. So yeah, long story short, a few months ago, I started having continuous tension and pain around my neck and traps, and it started radiating down towards my arm as well as back tension and discomfort. So I have scoliosis and yeah, lots of muscle imbalances from many years of b-boying, breakdancing, acrobatics. But anyways, the realization I gradually came to is I was spending a lot of hours working, sitting in front of a computer every day. And firstly, my sitting posture was quite far from ideal. And secondly, the more interesting one to me was my body was gradually holding tension, or the tension was kind of accumulating in specific points over time. So I thought, it would be a nice idea to make a meditation exploration, kind of focusing on gently bringing attention to the body through the working day in a non-distracting way, to repeatedly bring attention and awareness to the posture, the positioning of the body, various points that may be holding tension, and the overall emotional stance or disposition towards our experience. Gently and consistently checking in through the working day, and releasing, unraveling accumulating tensions or stresses. So I guess the main idea is this meditation kind of as a background listening experience. To repeatedly ground ourselves while we're doing whatever we are doing. If that sounds good to you and you'd like to embark on this exploration together, welcome. I hope you're having a good day so far. Okay, so let's get started then. Let's start by bringing attention to our breathing. And make a few of our breaths more deliberate. Still gentle, but a little bit more intentional. Just noticing how the chest expands. Noticing a warmth in the body. Let's stay with this breathing. And return to these sensations. Sensations of warmth, clothes moving, air moving, let's intermittently attune to this breathing. As we're doing whatever we're doing. Now let's stay with the sensations of warmth in the chest, and allow that to radiate outwards. Up to the shoulders, the back of the neck, the head, down the lower back, the hips, across the upper legs, and down to the toes. And now let's bring attention to the overall positioning of the body. How we are sitting, how we are situated right now. Let's start from the positioning of the feet. Are the feet comfortably planted on the ground? The toes and the heels flat. Stable. Balanced. Comfortable. Grounded. We can move our feet, make adjustments. And find a positioning that is not straining the ankles or upwards to the knees. Next, let's check in the positioning of our knees. And how they are angled right now. Let's see if we can position our feet in line with our knees. And see if this feels stable. And then moving down from the knees down to the hips. How do the hips feel? Relative to the positioning of the knees down to the ankles and feet. If it feels like the hips are flexing or tense in order to compensate or support, in order to compensate for maybe the positioning in the knees and ankles. Let's see what adjustments we can make. So feet flat and stable. The knees aligned with the feet. And the hips nice and level. Not rotated horizontally forward. Nice and level. Also not rotated vertically upwards on one side or the other. Let's check in and see. How are we sitting? And also, how does the butt feel and the hip flexors? Does it feel like they have to hold some tension, be engaged to maintain this position? If so, maybe moving further back up against the seat or chair. Let's see if that could support us better so we can release some tensing in the hips. Now let's check the spine. Is it well supported? Not slouching too much forward, hunched over. Or leaning too far back. Let's examine the muscles from the lower back. Does it feel like any side or part is doing too much? Engaging a little too much? Or any points in the spine feel over compressed or too much pressure? Let's make adjustments. And see if we can have the spine feel well supported. Feel naturally upright. And with this, you can feel a wakefulness. And aliveness. A radiating tone of energy just from this posture. From the feet up to the knees, through the hips, and up the spine. A tone of balance, presence, energy. situated and positioned right here and right now. Now let's move up the spine to the shoulders and the traps as well. First, checking the positioning of the shoulders. Not too forward, like hunching. Relaxed. Not having one side higher than the other side, or tilting forwards. And next, the head. Feeling balanced over the shoulders, above the shoulders. Not protruding outwards too much. Can see how the neck muscles feel. Let's see if we can have the head kind of sitting, stable, and comfortable above the shoulders and neck. If we're looking at a computer screen or any device, take a moment to check how our head is tilted. How close we are to the screen, and just checking, is there any strain in trying to see what we're doing or working on? See if we can either move closer or notice that and return to a more sustainable and neutral positioning. All right, very nice. So that was basically a full posture check. Now let's ground ourselves into more restfulness and ease. as we do whatever we are doing. Starting from the head, the jaw, the neck muscles, is there an emotional undertone of pushing, tensing, flexing? Between the eyebrows as well. And in the eyes also. With the next few deep breaths we take, let's allow ourselves to descend to this immediate experience. Allow the undertones of tension, flexing, allow them to begin to dissipate. Unclenching the jaw. Allowing the gaze to soften. Allowing the neck to be more neutral. With a stability from the spine. Allowing ourselves to sit here, be exactly here. Doing exactly what we are doing. Allowing the muscles in the shoulders to soften. And once again, reconnecting to the breath. Not shallow, a bit more deliberate. Still gentle, but with a little more intention and presence. Vitality. And aliveness in it. Let's see, how does the head feel? Above the neck. If it feels like attention or energy is concentrated in the head with a tone of flexing, being productive, performing, delivering, meeting expectations, doing good enough, or worries of running out of time or not having enough time. Let's simply notice whatever subtle dispositions we may have. And drop down to the body. Returning the neck to a neutral positioning. Relaxing the shoulders. Checking the positioning of the wrists as well. Relaxing the jaw. Once again in between the eyebrows. And the temples as well. Allowing that energy of flexing to wash away. spine, from the hips to the knees, and down to the feet. The toes and the heels. Inviting a tone of balance, of stability. Returning again and again to this body, stable, safe, and grounded. All right, that's it for today. Wishing you a wonderful day and see you in the next one. Bye.